Hello everyone, and Trisha, it's me Jenny, and it's time for another not naked video response to Trisha Hershberger's series The Naked Truth, where we talk as candidly and as truthfully as possible about a subject of her choosing, straight out the shower, literally soaking wet hair. No makeup because my face is still wet. Most people choose to do naked, I choose not to. And it's a first take and a one take, and it's all in the aim to be as vulnerable and as honest as possible. All of that malarkey. And today's subject is YouTube money, or, you know, YouTube advertising being a sellout and all those sort of things. And I have a lot of thoughts on this, but I'll try and keep it brief. For me, like, sponsorship is a very important thing of YouTube culture, just because it is pretty much the only way that YouTubers who put so much time and effort and energy into creation actually can get paid. Now YouTube, like, advertisement that starts at the beginning of the video or to the side of the video or click things, I know they pay a tiny amount, because simply there isn't that much money in that concept. Like, you know, the way that that money is distributed is, you know, successful companies have to be successful in order to pay people. It's a very complicated system, and the percentage of money that actually goes towards that is tiny. On top of that, when it comes to fan-powered things, that's a great way to make money, but you really do have to have the commitment of your audience. And when it comes to commitment to audience, the internet is an incredibly fickle place. It's a place that's terrified of change and yet is in a constant state of flux. Every month something new changes, every day, every hour something new changes, and something can develop in a very different, unique way. Technology is moving at an incredibly fast pace. Communication is rapidly changing. And because of that, it's almost impossible to retain an audience, to have that commitment to watch all of your videos, or the whole of like, watch every single one of the videos you produce, or watch the whole of every single one of the videos you produce. To have audience retention enough to be able to gain money from either fan-based support or internet advertising is really near impossible for most people. And for me personally, like, I don't have internet, any sort of advertising on my videos, partially because I don't believe I have enough subscribers to justify having adverts, and partially because I use adblock, partially because I like having a clear screen. I detest, or really dislike, when I go onto the work computer, or I go onto another computer in my house or someone else's computer and they don't have adblock, and suddenly my screen is cluttered with all this rubbish and pre-rolls and chaos that I really just, I'm not used to it because I have adblock, and I can cope with it, but I dislike the clutter. And also from a security standpoint, there is so much malware hidden in advertising and pop-ups and all those sort of things that I just kind of like to, you know, get that off my agenda to begin with. But that does mean that I don't feel morally able to, if I ever had the opportunity to become someone who can get advertising on my videos, I don't feel morally like I should unless I then take off adblock, and that then becomes an entire different issue. And again, given the number of subscribers that I do have, I genuinely don't think it's worth that level of hassle for the level of financial benefit, because it wouldn't be a financial benefit. In order to make enough money to survive on, you have to have sponsorships, you have to have fan support, and you have to have advertising. You've got to, like, triple up. And even really super successful YouTubers, you know, make mistakes, have faults. The Fine Brothers, obviously, their controversy. PewDiePie recently had that thing where he didn't say his intro properly and lost tens of thousands of subscribers. Phil's constantly talking about how he's producing multiple things, how he's constantly trying to shift his game up and do different and unique things under different names or under different companies, so that he has contingencies, so that if one thing falls, or if he falls as a personality, then he's got other things that he can go to for a financial resource, to invest in things like houses, to invest in things like solid physical things, and, you know, careful financial planning is something you have to constantly drill, as well as continuous work. The amount of work that gets put in behind the camera is extraordinary, and, you know, I can't really say that for me personally, because I 99.9% of my videos are one takes, and most of the effort that I put into it comes into just literally making sure they get uploaded. But I can genuinely empathise with those people who do high production videos. A lot of my friends do these incredibly beautiful, like, music overlaid, beautifully edited, multiple frames, just daily vlogs. And the amount of effort they must put into that for the amount of views they get, they would not be able to get any money from it. What they do have is a fantastic audience, but when it comes to money, that's a whole other kettle of fish. And it is a very, very convoluted matter. I feel like when it comes to sponsorships, I don't think you're selling out unless you're being sponsored by a company that you don't respect, or that it doesn't represent you, it's not something that you like. It's the point where you're lying for money is when you're a sellout. And that can be because you don't like the product, or you don't like the company, you don't respect the product, you don't respect the company. You're lying to say that your audience would like something when they wouldn't. And you're arguing or trying to convince people something that isn't what they've come to your channel for is interesting. Now, that obviously covers a lot of evils. But it really does depend on how you do it. Like, Weezy does great sponsored videos because he does comedy about things, about life. So he can make a comedy sketch about anything. So he technically could be sponsored by anything as long as he thinks the company is morally able to, you know, he doesn't have any problems against the company. He could probably argue for anything and advertise anything. It would be an entertaining video. But yeah. It's a very difficult subject. I don't have anything like that. I think Twitch is a really interesting thing in terms of gaining financial gain for the number of subscribers. I think the subscription system on Twitch is really, really well done, in that things like, for example, Geek and Sundry have it down to a T, and they've been a very, you know, essential internet phenomenon for a very, very long time, and internet company. And their Twitch is very, very well handled, in that they know how to make content that people desperately want to see, and then they put it, you know, behind a paywall for a bit, and then they'll release it on YouTube for free. So it does have that freedom, and you can watch it live, so you can watch it ahead of time. If you're a subscriber, you can watch it ahead of time, and they just produce such good content that you want to do that. I think Twitch has a really great system, especially in terms of live shows, that you have that user interaction, so you have that user momentum that want to be part of the conversation to be subscribed, so you can have that extra immediate, you know, emoticons and, you know, giveaway interactions and interactions with the creator. I think Twitch has really got something very good going, which is part of the reason why I think it's grown so great in the last couple of years. That being said, I think YouTube in general is a mixed bag when it comes to getting paid. I promised this was going to be a short video, it never was, but there we go. Thank you all for watching, feel free to comment, and I will see you guys all next week. Also, I got my video in on time this week. Crazy magic! Yeah, thank you all for watching. Feel free to come back next week if you want to watch another Naked Truth, or pop by tomorrow for another daily vlog of some kind. I've nearly made 100 videos this year, so that's terrifying and magical. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye guys.